this one specially for Tahira. Cause she gets what she wants, yeah. Cause she's different from the mother. And she opens up her closet, it's just filled up with designer clothes. If you want to discover fashion, Tahira, she the girl can make it happen, yeah. First name Tahira, shake it like Shakira. How could I say this any clearer? She's sweetie, sweetie, sweetie. Must say your body fine, my girl, honey, dreamy, dreamy, dreamy.
Hey guys, welcome to Discover Fashion and Entertainment. Let's talk. I'm at the Tower Estate and I'm your host, Tahira Charles. I have 5 beautiful guests waiting for me inside and they're about to share their perspective on the topic. Do you think that the clothes we wear reflects what is inside us? Well, I'm about to find out from my guests. Everybody has a different perspective, but we're going to find out what they think. Stay tuned.
Boy, Young Perk, and I'm doing this one specially for Tahira. Cause she gets what she wants, yeah. Cause she's different from the mother. And she opens up her closet, it's just filled up with designer clothes. If you want to discover fashion.
Caribe Tropical Hard Cider, made from apples and champagne yeast, appealing to the very core. Caribe Tropical Hard Cider, gluten-free, available in original and pineapple.
If you want to discover fashion, Tahira, she the girl can make it happen, yeah. First name Tahira, shake it like Shakira. How could I say this any clearer? She's sweetie, sweetie, sweetie. Must say your body fine, my girl.
Welcome back, guys. So I am here with my 5 lovely guests. Welcome, guys. I will allow them to introduce themselves and then we are about to discuss the topic. Do you think that the clothes we wear reflects what is inside us? Well, we're about to find out what they think. Let's start with the intro.
Hi, my name is Nedra Francis. I'm the owner at Hot Chocolate Boutique. I also do styling as well.
My name is Gucci Vuitton. Well, I'm a fashion icon and I do cooking and sales. That's my strong point.
Hi, my name is Victor. I am a TV producer and also an artist. Moving on.
So I am Javon Bartholomew. I am a teacher and I love football and everything about it, about me.
Hello everyone, my name is Asha Williams. I operate a car sales business. I'm a mother, a friend, and that's it.
Wow, she sounds so radio.
Yeah. Nice. So welcome, guys, again. So let's get right into the topic. Do you think that the clothes we wear reflects what is inside us? Who agrees, who disagrees? Let's hear you.
I certainly disagree.
You disagree?
I don't know about the rest of the team.
I disagree as well. You disagree? Yeah, I disagree.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Agree.
I disagree.
You disagree? I disagree. Nice. Well, interesting. So, let's hear why you agree, why you disagree. You said it.
Yeah, I disagree because there are many factors that influences our individual dress, like the financial position, the financial situation, and also their emergencies, and you know, for example, like, let's say, for example, like a mother who has 3 kids, trying to get her kids to school very early in the morning. She's not gonna put on makeup and everything. If she's a good mother who wants to get her kids to school on time, is not gonna be thinking about putting on makeup or how do I look, how do I dress. The focus is on getting the kids to school and so on and so forth. And if you meet her in that situation, in that scenario, you can look at her. If how you dress will determines who you are, and you meet her dressing not too great at that point, as the society will call it, then you can have the wrong perception of her, and it doesn't speak to her personality, it doesn't speak to who she really is deep down. You just met her in a circumstances that does not really show who she really is, and you know, you create a perception of her without getting to know her. So I don't think your clothes that you wear should really be the thing that states who you are.
All right, nice point. Nedra, anything you have to say?
Okay. I believe, right, the first thing somebody see is what you wear. Before even like having a conversation with somebody, the first thing you see is how they present themselves. So to me, the clothes that you wear is what perception you want to give out there, like how you want to be received.
Sure.
You understand? So, okay, for instance, right, Tahira, you don't have to wear expensive clothes, or you don't have to be like, you know, designer or fully made up or high-heel shoes every day. But you could wear something cheap, but it's neat. It's how you present yourself. It's ironed. For example, you're probably going to work. You have a shirt on it, Rample. You understand? You would iron that shirt. That shirt could cost $5, but it's how you present yourself. So that's why I say that. For instance, right, you have to go to a wedding. Do you see a bride go on her wedding day with a pajama on? No. Why?
I guess it's not society's way of
It's not acceptable,
accepted
quote
by
unquote,
society.
due to society.
So I think it boils down to picking the right clothes for the right occasion. You understand? So you would know if somebody in a celebratory mood, or you know, you're celebrating something, they look a little extra that day. If somebody down a day, you could know based on probably they don't care, a baggy pants, a top, they hair in a mess, they probably going through, they having a rough day. Cause like if you properly dress, it shows you're more confident. You understand? A woman in a pair of heels walk totally different from somebody in a sandals.
So, if I could just come in here, right? Now, the clothes you wear, for me, doesn't reflect who you are on the inside. Who you are on the inside basically tells you more than the clothes that you wear, right? Who you are on the inside is your character, like he said, your personality. That says more about you than the clothes that you wear. Now, people can dress based on mood. Now, a mood may not be necessarily who you are. Everyone has moods, right? Someone who's disrespectful, who has the worst attitude, they have moods, so they may dress based on the moods that they have on a particular day. Someone who's on the opposite of that, who's respectful, right? Nice, really decent person, they have moods also. But at some point, you can find both persons wearing the same thing. So if you see them on the same day wearing the same thing, can you tell who they are, what they are on the inside because of the clothes that they wear?
No, that's the thing. You cannot tell, you know, who somebody is based on the clothes that they wear. But what we're talking about is like first impression. The clothes that you wear, how you keep yourself is first impression. I don't know you, first time I meet you, right? For instance, you might have 2 guys, right? You in your little floral shirt, Gucci, in Ibar, animal print pants, and then you start saying, okay, you watch Gucci one time, and like, what? Okay, Gucci could be, as he said earlier, Gucci look like a model. You need to look a shirt on your pants, so it's the first impression you get is when you start talking to somebody, then you realize, oh, you know, that person's not like that. So it's first impression. Yeah. The only how you're going to know a person is when you start talking to them. So for instance, you might be going down the road, you see somebody looking dirty, they're not well kept to you, you probably be like, why he looking like that? He probably a vagrant. Little do you know, probably he might be a mechanic. He might be a janitor. He dressed like that. If you don't have that conversation with him, you would not know. So it's what you see. human beings, we walk with our eyes. It's what you see first. Afterwards, you start talking and you realize, oh, this person is doing that or whatever the case is.
Well, to me, image is everything.
Yep.
And it doesn't cost much to look good. For example, this whole outfit I have on here cost me about 60 US.
There you go.
So it doesn't take, so if I wake up in the morning and I feel to dress, I'm going to dress. If I feel to wear short pants, I will wait. If I feel to wear a shirt, I'll wait. So based on what inside me, how I feel, how I get up and I feel, I dress. Because there are times I go in town and I say it doesn't really make sense. I put on an old shoe, a short pants and a shirt. People know I could dress, so they wouldn't watch that, you check? So to me, what's inside you, it speaks a lot, how you dress.
Comes out through your dress.
Yeah, because most people just watch how I dress and say, oh, he dressing gay, or he dressing this, or he dressing that. That's just me. My fashion sense is different to everybody's fashion sense. And I like to stand out. I don't like to fit in. So I will buy the weirdest thing, and people they'll say, why he wear me, but they don't know me.
So basically, so you see what you see what it is, right?
That's
So how
exactly
you
what
look
the
is
point.
not
It's not who
what
you are.
who
It's
you
not
are.
who you are.
Because like he said, people would brand him. They would say he's gay or whatever because of what he's wearing. So that's their assumption. That's their perception of you. But that's
I
not
like
true.
mixing and matching colors. So if a color come to my head, I go say, yeah, I go rock that.
All right, but someone okay. So Nedra now, someone who meets him on the first day, they don't know anything about you. They will assume that okay, this guy is this way. Do you think that is fair?
No, it's unfair, but the reality is that's just how society is. We can't run from
we
it.
can't
They
run
would
from it,
judge
yeah.
you
Are you saying
based
that-
on appearance. Your first appearance,
It's everything.
like first appearance is everything. First impression. You know, you see a person and you get that lasting impression in your head. Like
Yeah.
you could remember probably the first time you saw Asha because probably Asha here. That's what stood out to you. So it's what stands out to some.
But your first impression on somebody doesn't mean that's who they
It
are.
doesn't mean that's who they are.
So I have a question right now. So should every individual be pressured into dressing a certain way in case they meet someone
in society.
because
Yes.
of a society standard? Okay, let's say I have to go to the supermarket just down the road. I don't know who I meet, and that might be the first impression of me, right? I don't know. I might go down the road. I might meet Minister Steele, and you never know where you meet people. So that means every time I leave home, because I have that mentality that I might make a first impression of someone, then that means I have to overthink what I wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
No,
dress
I
to
wouldn't
please
say that.
people.
Like dress,
That's the thing.
You just
dress how you
you feel
comfortable.
comfortable.
Dress how you want to be perceived out there. So, okay, let me ask you a question, right? Okay, you go down the road, you meet Mr. Minister Steele, you have on raggedy clothes, whatever, right? You're not even confident enough to have a conversation with Minister Steele. I'm not saying that probably would happen to you, but some people, right? You ever notice like people go to an event, right? And they're not confident for whatever reason, they maybe think they outfit not on point or whatever. You see the whole difference,
see
like
it on their
they would
face.
stay in the back or no.
Because I
When
think
somebody's
society pressure
confident,
people too much
when
into
somebody is confident, you could see it. Like you see the confidence.
They up and about.
They up and about. They feel good about themselves. But if you're having a bad day and you're not too sure, you in the back. You're like you.
But you do know what causes people not to be confident with whatever
They
they're
wear.
wearing is because of the stigma that society has put on
yeah.
how you
So
should dress.
you're
No,
But I
but you
wouldn't say
should
it. I
dress
just say
however you're
self-esteem.
comfortable.
Society has pressured people into a certain standard.
yeah.
So people now have the mentality that if I don't look this way, I will
I'll be
not be
judged.
acceptable. I will be judged.
Yes.
So that's the reason why I believe it's very important for us to break this stigma and this societal mentality that we have that people, if you're not dressing this way, you do not deserve respect.
That is
The
what
question is, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel for your own self? Because at the end of the day, everybody have a different sense of style. Asha's sense of style is not my sense of style, it's not Tyria's sense of style, but Asha, at the end of the day, when you wake up, how do you feel? When you look in the mirror, how do you feel when you look at what's staring back at you? Are you confident? You feel good about yourself? Once you feel good within yourself and you know to yourself, you present yourself nicely, you're good to go. You don't care what society has to say.
Exactly.
But then sometimes some people, they just, They could
Yeah,
say
but-
it anyway, but you know to yourself you're nice, you clean, you whatever.
From my personal stance, I like to look nice. But I won't go outside there judging others. I see people for who they are and I just accept that. I don't walk around judging people because, as he mentioned, the reasons why persons may not dress up, as we might put it, is because of their financial status and so forth. Mind you, I've had countless encounters with persons. Example, as Stevie Doe, he came to do business with me, and the reason why we end up doing business is because someone else ran them out of their business place because they didn't look the look. You know, so society has it that people are supposed to dress and carry themselves a certain way. You know, but I don't see it like that. I think that to each their own. Because, you know, persons may go into the beach. Do you expect to be dressed in a long dress to go to the beach? No. Or a lingerie. There is bathing suit for the beach.
But
You
some
know,
people might do it and
to
it's fine.
each and every occasion, I think persons should dress for that occasion.
But that still come back to societies as no. It could be too.
Because if I feel like wearing a boxers to go on the beach there, I would wear it to go on the beach. Just a boxers alone.
Let me ask you a question based on a double standard and societal standard, so in the society that I've seen, right? I'm just throwing this question out generally to everybody. Bikini on the beach, right? It's outside. Why is it that society judges people when they wear bikini on a normal day outside of the beach?
Well, I've never seen someone wear a big, well,
The
sorry.
white folks wear bikini
white
wear to the
folks,
mall.
yes.
Either they're going on the beach or come from
Or
the
from the
beach.
beach,
but it's
so
still
It don't
outside of the
but
beach.
it's, yes, it could be in the
But
mall.
that's
They could be in the
fine.
mall.
But I've seen a lot of people in the society frown upon and say like, well, how you could listen? Not even beach or no beach right now. Someone is dressed to go and about their business. They have on a bikini top and they might have on a skirt with it. And I will see people on the road like, oh, so you leave your clothes home, so and so on and so forth. But why? What is the point of that double standard where when you go on the beach,
And
when
then
you
it's
go on
not.
the beach, it's acceptable. But once you're outside of the beach, it does not fit into the uniform.
Yeah.
So it goes back to the where we live. We live in a small island where everyone knows each other and we considered, what is it? Catholic Christian community. So that's one of the reasons why they would say that. You know, and a lot of people not, you know, we age, but a lot of people don't actually elevate out of that. They're stuck in the Stone Age kind of thing, where like they don't understand about liberation and all of that, because the world is becoming liberated and more modernized, and a lot of people is stuck in that Stone Age, and they're not moving together with the new norms that's going on, you know.
Right.
And that's just how it is.
Just to bring up a point based on the what he said about stigmas and branding and stuff like that, right? Now, I have had countless experiences where persons would have told me that they think I'm a player or a running woman based on how I dress. You understand? What is the reason for that branding? That is just shallow for me. Why would you just look at my clothes and just say that I'm a player? It's because they have already associated a type of dress to players or people who
Yes, they
actually
don't
do it.
attach that stigma
You
to
understand?
you already.
But it doesn't mean that I am that person. I'm probably the nice guy who opens doors and pull out chairs and stuff
And all
for
of that,
ladies. You
yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
That's all come back to how you feel inside. So it's like self-esteem. It's like, nobody even gonna tell me how to dress. If I get up and I feel to dress, like you would not see me wearing a Jordans or big jeans or a hat on my head, because that is not me. Because it doesn't inside, it doesn't feel comfortable within me. You understand? But if it's to wear dress shoes or pants like this, I comfortable because that is my style, and that's nobody will not change it. Nobody.
So, sorry. Okay, so why do people get dressed to go on an interview? Why don't, okay, so if you think it's okay, you could dress how you feel to dress all the time, you're going to get a job, why do you get dressed properly to go on that interview then? Then you should go,
It's
there
a
you
lasting
go.
impression. Image is everything.
Yeah, but
There you
again,
go.
you shouldn't
No,
judge
no,
someone
you shouldn't.
because of how they look to
Okay.
get a
So
job.
then
and
go
all.
on,
what if I
Because
tell
that
you-
is
what if I
why.
tell
with
you-
a slacks and a t-shirt.
No,
then.
yes, and that is why.
Very,
Is the impression you, or the impression is the person who's seeing you? That's not you.
Because but as a person who is senior, but then that is what you want to be perceived as.
Yes, exactly.
Because would you go to a job interview with your pajamas on?
No.
Why? Why you can't?
Because it's not accepted by.
I've had a job
know.
interview in a beach pants before, and I got the job.
But listen, this is why. And a lot of based on
Because
yeah.
and you know why? Because the person who gave me the job did not look at how I'm dressed, but look at my credentials and saw exactly what I
Exactly.
can do.
Exactly. Which shouldn't be.
And
Which
that's what I'm
shouldn't be.
saying. It
Which shouldn't be like that.
I shouldn't be
Because
judged by how I'm dressed.
But you have times when you walk in, your credentials mean nothing based on your appearance. So you will walk in to somebody with all your credentials, and the person will say, this person will not bring a good image to my business, so I would not hire them. So image is every single thing.
That's what we say.
No, to me, it's not wrong. If you know you're going on an interview, you get up with the mindset of an interview.
no, not always. Sometimes I could be, but it has to be. It has to be time to. Sometimes I'm a mother, right? If I'm a mother of, let's say, 5 kids, right? Getting my kids ready for school and doing stuff. My husband, who might cook and stuff for him. I didn't have time. My interview is in the next half an hour. You think I have time to go and look good and pick?
The day
Only
before.
missing the point. You guys keep going back to makeup. No. It's not. Let me tell you something. It's not even about makeup. Is the least. It's like how you present
Present
yourself.
yourself.
You don't have to be wearing makeup. You don't have to be no expensive clothes, no fancy clothes. In a nice, tidy manner, you iron your clothes. Everything well tucked in properly. You neat. There's a difference. You would see somebody fully made up. It don't take you much time
don't take it.
To you, it may not be much time. To a woman who works 2 jobs and still looking for another.
She had to find balance. Life is
because,
about finding
for
balance.
example, I grew up in
Life is
a
about
home.
finding balance. 5 minutes. So you're trying to tell me you don't have 5 minutes to groom yourself properly? You don't have to wear.
It's not just about grooming her.
Even
Even if
if that job is so important to you, you would put your best foot forward.
yeah.
You
I
would,
grew up-
you would put your best foot forward. So you take your time
think
and you
it's-
prepare yourself.
I think it's easy for us to say
It's
because we
kinda
have the
hard to
time.
judge someone in that situation
But-
if we're not in it.
Exactly. So it's easy for us to say that yes, we had the time.
You're not judging. You just,
You're busy, man. Everything
Listen, you're saying you're not judging it, but that's exactly what you're doing. You can say, you see,
I
no.
understand the circumstances.
Not everybody time is
Yes,
the same.
exactly.
You may have the
should
time.
prioritize for that.
You should.
Yeah, but you may have the time
You
to do it,
should.
but I
You
don't.
should prioritize, right? I agree with you on that. But what happens? Why do you? What happens if at that point it's just not possible for you?
It's not possible to groom yourself to go outside. So it's the only thing you could do is just go outside with your pajamas and your bonnet and your head, right?
Situations that
Yeah.
are above
Our control.
You don't have no situation because let me, for example, I grew up in a poor household, right? My mother have how much of us to take care of, but she dare not leave the house scraps up.
Right.
She always, as poor as we grew up, she always look good. She always make sure
yeah.
she children presentable. So times mean nothing when you have to present yourself for something. You understand? Because you could
doesn't.
prepare the day before. If you know you had to go interview Friday, you wouldn't wait Thursday night to
You would
get
start-
ready.
you would start
Since
preparing
Monday or
yourself.
Tuesday, you started to organize.
But listen to me. You could go. Do you know you can go on an interview with a jeans pants and a slippers in your foot, and you just take out the slippers in your foot and wear a heels, and that changed the entire outlook.
Yeah, but what if I don't have a
What
heels?
you
You could afford a heels. I can't afford a heels.
Yeah, but then
No, not excuses.
It's reality. It's
Okay,
reality.
so then
That's
if
reality.
you, right. So even if you can't have, even if
Everybody could afford
so
something
then
these
you use
days.
jeans. So then if
You-
use
you
jeans,
may not
you
have
change the
a
jeans and you wear a
heels.
skirt. The skirt would match better with the sandals.
You may not,
And you
you,
go to your interview.
yeah, you may not have money for our heels, but the $20 shoes in town that look presentable.
There are persons that actually wear what they are given or just what they have. They cannot afford anything better.
Yes,
There are
but
people
your
like that.
appearance, you look nice
There are
and you're
people
clean
like
and you're
that.
well put
Sometimes
together.
what they're given to us, it doesn't, it's not presentable, but to us,
You mix and match your stuff nicely. You don't have to have no such expensive clothes or
Expensive
have
clothes,
a
it
million
doesn't
shoes in
cost
your
much.
closet.
I think because we're in the industry, it's easy for us to say.
I think majority of us
Because
I
we're
think
in the industry and we wouldn't do it, it's easy for us to
to
say.
say these things.
But
Yeah.
for purpose,
It boils down to how much pride you take in yourself. That's what it boils down to.
You know that the people that has less present themselves better than people that have more? Yeah, because I mean, a man would have one shirt, one pants, and one shoes. He know he had to go and interview. He'll go out of the way and iron that one. It don't matter how much times he beat it. He want to make himself presentable so he can get a job.
But then why wait until the morning of the interview to get ready?
get
How
ready.
about preparing yourself?
In advance.
Prepare yourself in advance. The night before, you take out your clothes, you make sure everything nice and clean and well put together. Why are you waiting until the morning?
This one black pants, that's for the funeral, that's for an interview, that's for some formal occasion. That's your black pants for that. You wouldn't take it and go on the beach with it or go, and spoil it because you know it's one you have.
I'm gonna be very honest with you. I've heard all of your points and I quite agree. But my point is, in a situation, a dire situation, which can happen, which has happened before, where an individual cannot meet all of these checks and balances, right? Then what happens? Do we overlook what the individual can do in that kind of situation and say because they did not meet all of these checks and balances, they are not equal to the task?
Personally, no, I wouldn't do that.
but there are persons who do.
There are persons
And that's
who
a
do,
sad
but I
reality.
won't
That's a
do
sad
it.
reality.
That's
That is the. I'm not saying that it is not possible it is not possible for the individual to at least meet some of these checks and balances. But there are situations, there are people that find themselves in circumstances where it's just beyond them. True. It's just beyond them. So we should not judge them. It's judge that kind of a person because they cannot meet all these checks and balances that we have believed that if these things are not in place, then.
But mind you, even if we are dressed for standards of society, do you know we are still judged?
Any, it doesn't matter.
Because we are still judged for being dressed. We are still judged. Yeah.
okay, so
There's this story of a guy, right? In the US. His name is Jeremy Meeks. I don't know, probably might know him. Right. Now, Jeremy Meeks got famous because of a mugshot, right? Mugshots are taken when you're going to prison and stuff like that, right? So he was going to jail because he was shot for having firearms and theft, right? Now, before that, Jeremy used to dress in a particular way. Now that he's famous, I'm not certain that he dresses any differently. Can you judge him and say that he was never a criminal or he is who he was back then? He's a changed man now, but probably dresses the same. Can you use his clothes to judge, okay, well, he's still a criminal then? He's a changed man now, well, based on how we see it, But we can't use that. His clothes, he might be wearing the same type of clothes that he wore back then when he was actually a criminal. But he's a changed man now. Can we use the clothes to judge him and say he's still a criminal?
That's because we know Jeremy now, and everybody know, well, okay, Jeremy used to be this, Jeremy not that no more. But what we're talking about is first impression. So as when you go and you start knowing somebody better, then you start knowing, oh, Tahira probably having a bad day today. That's not Tahira. But if that's the first time I'm seeing Tahira, then I'll be like, first impression, the last impression in your head.
Yeah.
But I know Jude, so if one day I see Jude with a flip flop and whatever, I'm like, okay, probably Jude having a bad day. He can't be
can't
bothered
you think
today.
about that mentality because you know Jude? Why can't you think about a lady like that and say she probably have a busy day, she didn't have time to put on her slipper, or she probably? Why can't we think like that to other people? Why can't?
First impression.
But we shouldn't. Why can't we need some programs?
I keep saying that the first impression you have on Tahira is not Tahira. I'm just using the example that you just made. The impression that you have based on what you see is not her, is not who she is on the inside.
You know how much
That's just who you met that day.
That's who you met that day. So, but you know how much times that probably people seen people on the road and never even try to have a conversation with them because they look a certain type of way and they probably be like, oh, that's a vagrant or that whatever the case is, and they're not.
Okay, all right. So let's say, for example, right, forgive me, I like to draw my references. You meet an individual, well dressed, prim and proper. First time you meet him, looks great, head to toe, supermodel type, as you say. It looked like you could tell from how you look at, for the ladies, you could tell from how you look at him, he has 6 packs under there. Good, everything's solid. And you decide, okay, this is actually a nice person, and you give the person your number. Do you know if the person is a serial killer?
You don't know.
You don't know. But you judge that this person is actually a great person from the first impression, and you don't know the person. Meanwhile, you can meet someone that's not dressed properly on that day. You don't know what might have been the situation. The person not looking up to your standard, as you say. But this might be a kind of the actual person who's actually going to give you the kind of attention and the
open doors for you
and be. This might actually be the real gentleman. You might not know him. The guy was dressed good and everything. It could be a scammer and he's scamming people for the money and police right on the tail. You don't know. And the one that is not dressed well could actually be it might be in a lowly state in life right now. He might not be able to afford much, but he's working 60 hours a week just to make sure he puts in that extra effort to make something better. And this might be the person who is being innovative and trying to work something out. You might meet him in an element where he's actually getting down and dirty, trying to make a little extra dollar. So are you saying that because he's not dressed well and he did not present himself well at that point, that he doesn't deserve a chance to be in your life?
Nobody's not saying that. But what I was trying to tell you, nobody's not saying that, but what I was trying to tell you, human beings, the first thing is what they see. They're attracted to what they see first. And after you start having a conversation with the person, you realize, okay, that person's a nice person. Or after the first conversation, probably don't even want to have another conversation with the person. Yeah. But normally, it's first impression is what we see, we go by first.
So let me give you an example of something that happened. I have a partner. He does real gardening. He's a farmer. But he makes real money as well, right? So coming out from his garden or his farm one time, he met a young lady he thought was really pretty. So he approached her, but he's dirty. He just came from his garden, cutlass in hand and boots and things. She told him she doesn't want anything to do with him because he's dirty. Look how he's dressed, right? Now the guy have his nice car, and you understand? He actually dresses decently outside of what he actually does. She met him one time, dressed differently. He has his car and everything like that, and she tried to approach him. He was no longer interested. Why? Yeah, because she branded him. She had a perception. Why?
I blame her because how he present himself at first. Yeah, but she don't know that. She don't know that. She don't know that.
She didn't check. She didn't give him the opportunity.
Because watch me, you would not see a girl in town dressed Japa and she come and approach and you go talk to her. You would not talk to her.
That's not true.
I heard about a story in the US. A farmer went into a dealership to buy a tractor. He went with his feet dirty and all of that to buy a machinery because he's a farmer. And they refused him because of his appearance. You know? So he went further down the road, and they accepted him. So passing with the tractor, he asked the person that was driving to slow down so the salesperson could see him. You know, so you can't judge people really.
But you know, you can't, but that's what happens, and it happens all the time.
Because what if he went there to buy the tractor because one of his tractor broke down?
That's what we're trying to say.
And a lot of businesses do it.
It shouldn't be that way.
But it says, right, if I doing farming, I would not go and do business with my farming clothes. I would not do business with my farming clothes.
But what if you need it right away? What if you need it right away and you just need to run a...
There's a bit of irony in that situation because he's using the tractor obviously to do some sort of farming. So why? That is exactly why he's coming to buy the tractor.
It's like my personal experience with this Thibodeau one time. You know, he came dirty from the port. Yeah. So you can't go about really judging person.
It boils back down to dressing for the occasion, dressing for where you're at. Because if you go to the hospital and the nurse had to examine you and you see she fingernail all look like she's a mechanic, would you feel comfortable? No. So it's all about dressing for the occasion at the point in time.
Guys, we're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.
Well, it's your boy a young perk, and I'm doing this one specially for Tahira. Cause she gets what she wants, yeah. Cause she's different from the mother. And she opens up her closet, it's just filled up with designer clothes. If you want to discover fashion.
Caribe Tropical Hard Cider, made from apples and champagne yeast, appealing to the very core. Caribe Tropical Hard Cider, gluten-free, available in original and pineapple.
If you want to discover fashion, Tahira, she the girl can make it happen, yeah. First name Tahira, shake it like Shakira. How could I say this any clearer? She's sweetie, sweetie, sweetie. Must say your body find my girl.
Welcome back, guys. So we are discussing the topic, do you think the clothes we wear reflects who we are? And I'm about to pitch in that video that Miss Monique said on a live. I think she said that the young ladies who wear hair bonnets and the Crocs and pajamas to go to the airport doesn't represent who they are. Because we refer to them as kings and queens, they should start dressing as kings and queens. Or do you agree with that?
I honestly don't agree with that, because you wearing a bonnet doesn't have anything to do with what your stance is, right? Yes, I would say there are some people that overdo it. Yeah, there are some people who are just outrageous in the way they dress. But then, are we going to, because of them, classify everybody together and say that, you know, everybody is just nonchalant? Because as we said earlier on, there are situations beyond people's control. Okay, let's say for example, I have to go to the airport, as she said in the video, and I had to go get my hair done, but I took everything out. I washed my hair, but my hair is looking dry and crumply right now. And I got to the hairdresser, and she unfortunately something is wrong with her and she cannot get my hair done, and I have to get my flight. So what am I going to do? Am I going to go with the crumply hair, or am I going to put a bonnet over it and go catch my flight?
Well, based on how you speak, there's like you live in temperance people.
No.
That in the airport, no. If somebody go on the airport with a bonnet and a Crocs, that comes back to how they feel. So if they wake up in, yes, because if they wake up the morning, right? Listen, if they wake up let me tell you, people, once you go in a way, just plan your outfits. So nobody tell me they just wake up with a bed and just put on a bonnet or a Crocs in their foot and they just, if you feel as wearing a Crocs.
The part about the hair is different. That's an unusual circumstance. He was going to do his hair, or she was going to do it, and
yeah, but nobody wouldn't watch his hair, because I mean that.
No, they go judge and say, why is she on the airport?
If they can watch your bonnet, then they would definitely watch your.
Because they would, you know why would they watch the bonnet? Because it's for the bedroom.
Who says that?
Who says that?
Who
said that? Who said that? Back in the days, I remember the hair color thing, the calling. Yeah, I remember it used to be a taboo. Now everybody has it.
Wait, so why ain't put on a bikini to go on the plane?
To go on the plane.
Right? I think we kinda into classifying dress a bit too much, because alright, take for example, right? Look at all the rich guys out there, Elon Musk, Bill Gates and those guys. Look at how they dress. They dress so simple. Can we say to them, "Oh, you have a lot of money. What are you doing with this simple thing?" Would we say that?
But you see now, people would not judge them because they know they have money.
So then if you don't know someone, you're not in a
judging someone you
position to
don't
judge
know?
them. So don't judge people you don't know.
Because you will meet someone, you do not know their financial position because they're not popular, but the person could be rich, right? I've had the opportunity to meet some wealthy people who are great financially. And when you see them, you will not know.
But the question is, what are you guys talking about here? Is it like the expensive clothes that somebody chooses to wear, or is it how somebody presents themselves? Because somebody wants you tidy, you need to present yourself nicely. So Bill Gates could do that, but Bill Gates dirty, or he's unkempt? No, he's not. So you could wear something simple. It could be $5, you pay for it.
For some reason,
What is your definition of presentable?
so for some
What is
reason,
your definition of presentable and decent? How would you look at someone and say they're presentable and they're decent?
Listen to me, Tyra, it could be anything. Once it's neat on you, it's well kept. You could put on, okay, whatever pants you have on there, I don't know what's the name of the pants or whatever, but a joggers, right?
It's a pants.
It's a joggers. No, come on, stop. All right, so you have your joggers. Somebody could have on a joggers. He have on a joggers. Jude have on a joggers, right? Jude hold boxers outside, like he doing free advertisement for Haynes or Frita the Room or whoever, I don't know. And you have on your little joggers and it's up on your waist and you have your shirt, you roll up your shirt nicely. Jude have on just an old shirt, like the same shirt, but the shirt falling off him, drooping off him in a funny looking type of way. It's like, it's just how you put yourself together.
do you know where Jude was before he got to that place?
The same place you was.
What if the pajamas looks good? What if the hair bonnet looks nice, had little glitters, matches my pants? I'm saying, what if it does? We're going with does. What if it looks good? Would you say it's still an improper place?
Pajamas is made for the bedroom. Lingerie is made for the bedroom. We have bathing suits. We have for the beach, for the pool. There is different clothes for different occasions. Plain and simple. Point blank. If it's an emergency, we excuse you. You have an emergency and you're in your pajamas and you end up in the emergency room, you're excused. But I don't expect you to come to church on a Sunday with a piece of batty rider on you.
The Bible said, "Come as you are." The Bible said, what if the person was walking the road, had no intentions of going to church?
That's one off.
But that's
That's one off. But then, based on what she said, the person is unacceptable because they came with a battery rider.
no.
Render your heart,
Listen
not
to
your
me.
garment.
Listen,
Yeah.
if they leave home with the intention to go to the church,
How would you know?
dressed like that is wrong. But
How would you know?
if it's just the calling, if it goes back to the calling where you feel like you need God and you dress in that
but
particular way,
wrong to
then
who?
you excuse.
Wrong to who?
But I would
Remember, you're going in the
leave
house
home-
of the Lord.
I would. You have to. And
okay.
remember, your body is the temple of the Lord.
I understand.
You have to respect.
I
respect this.
I definitely understand. From a religious standpoint, yes, you have a point. Yes, you have a valid point, in fact. You have a valid point. I don't think anybody should go into the church like that. But
So the church is the only exception, they could go anywhere else.
I don't think anybody should go into the church like that because religion doesn't permit it. Right? Because religion does not permit it. Right? But even the Bible, which most religions, like Catholic, Pentecostal, and so on and so forth, follow the Bible. Even the Bible said you should not discriminate a person by the clothes they wear. You should not. Let's say, for example, the story of the widow's mite. I don't know if whoever knows it, but there was this rich guy, but all his money, as much as it is, and the widow had just a little copper. She wasn't dressed well. She back in those days, as a widow, you cannot work because it's only a man that could work, right? So I could assume that the widow wasn't dressed well because she's not financially stable, right? But she gave what she had.
But financially
What
stable
finance
doesn't
have to do with
to
dressing
do with
well?
how you
presenting
dress.
yourself.
And with how you
Yeah.
present yourself, and that's why you guys keep going back to that. The person they're not financially stable to dress a certain type of way. Finances have nothing to do with how you
How you
present
dress, yeah.
yourself.
Because
You
a
can wear
man,
one shirt and one jeans whole week and you're neat and you present yourself properly
do it,
all
wash it
week.
and
You
walk.
wash your shirt in the night and in the morning it's nice and clean. You iron your shirt or you hang it up, whatever the case is, and you're neat
and then
again.
it again, yeah. Because I know
When you are you crazy? We living in Grenada. The
I know
place windy as
students.
what?
I know
From the
students
wild
that
side
is,
to the
I know
dry.
students that have 2 shirts, right? They Monday, Tuesday they wash the shirt. The whole week they need to. So because the 2 shirt dirty, they go get up the Wednesday morning and go to school with a rample
But you
dirty
don't put that
shirt.
ramp, but
I mean, come on, they wash it and they present themselves.
Student who after school have to go and sell for mommy and this and that.
How much
That's our poor
Let me ask
experience.
you a question. How much minutes do you think it's going to take you to wash a shirt?
It's not about minute. You have to think.
Boy, we are 24
I
hours
understand.
in the day star.
I understand you. Listen, and don't get me wrong. You are thinking that I do not understand you. I'm not saying the point that you have is not valid, but there are other factors to things that we have to look at everything. We cannot just look at things from one point of view and forget that there are other factors, there are other circumstances that could influence certain things. That is my whole point here today. Is that there are other factors and circumstances that surround certain things, but as a society and as people, we tend to forget that these factors, they're actual real life people that these things happen to, and as you said, society sees these people regardless of who they are, as long as you're not rich. And people know you before that already, that, oh, this person was just better than that before, so probably the person having a bad day. And once people don't know you like that, everybody judges you and say, oh, why you dirty so? Why this and why this? Even Bill Gates, as rich as Bill Gates is, you could just stumble upon Bill Gates and Bill Gates could have a farm in the back of your house. You could just stumble upon him and he's just coming out from the farm. Bill Gates is not looking his cleanest, but you will not judge Bill Gates because, oh, Bill Gates is rich. He was in the farm. But you will see the gentleman, like in your story, he's just coming from the farm, and the young lady saw him and she was like, who are you?
Yeah.
It's a double standard. What we are really addressing here today is a double standard that the society has when it comes to rich, the poor, and not wanting to, understand that yes, people go through things. Yes, there are circumstances. Yes, there are factors that affect a lot of the things that people do affect. You might meet someone on the first day, but you do not know exactly what is going on in the person's life. So you have no right to judge whether the person is a tidy person or not. You have no right to judge whether the person is a well-respectable person or not. You have no right to judge whether the person deserves your attention or well, you can decide if they deserve your attention.
Yeah, but it's your right. It's your right to judge somebody based on how you see them.
That's your right.
You should not judge them. If the person is not acceptable to your standard, you don't have no right to judge them because that is your standard.
Right.
So how about how about you dress the way you want to be perceived?
Exactly.
End of story.
Yeah.
So if it is you want people to see the way they want to be perceived.
A lot of people dress the way they want to be perceived.
But still, some persons still get it wrong.
Exactly. So what might be presentable to you may not be presentable to somebody else.
Everybody has different stuff.
At the end of the day, everybody is entitled to their own perception of things, right? Everybody is entitled to their own ideology. To kind of come back to the point she made about church, right? And someone going inside of the church not dressed how we say they're not accepted inside of the church. Who says that God is not going to accept that person because their heart is probably clean or they came genuinely to repent and whatnot? We are the ones saying that. We cannot say that God may not accept or would not accept that person. That's what we're saying based on what we think is acceptable.
For example, someone who has been out there, right? You do not buy clothes and put aside for church. You do not buy, because I've seen people like that who genuinely came from home to church. Because I've been in a church. I see people who came genuinely from home to church. They got dressed with the mentality that yes, I am going to the church. These people are not regular churchgoers, right? They knew that they were going to church, but that's all they had at home because they never bought.
I'm sure it's not. I could tell you. I'm sure it's not a batty rider for surety, or I'm sure it's not a special leggings or something. They look presentable still.
Listen, according to the standard of quote-unquote church people, it still wasn't presentable because it was short.
Well, that is church people.
Well, for example,
Well, exactly the point I'm trying to make. That's the same point. It comes back. That's what we think.
But they will still judge you for that.
Yep.
but do you know, right? For example, if you're going to court, right? Based on how you dress as you're walking,
Well, you're going to
And
court
that
to get
shouldn't be-
judged.
they judge you just based on appearance. Because you can't go in the court with that slippers in your foot, t-shirt out,
Your arms
empty,
outside,
arms.
Even here, we cannot go in business, government business places with armless, even if it's professional.
So that means everybody has their own definition of presentable.
Because if you go to the government office and you're wearing an armless or a miniskirt, you're not allowed inside.
My point.
Tahira, let me ask you a question, right, Tahira? So if I had showed up here today with a carnival costume on me, right, would you allow me to still be part of the party?
Why not? He said
I'm
he was
just
going to
asking.
be in a
Or
beach
if I had
pants.
showed up
I was
with
coming in
a
my beach
lingerie
pants and
here
my
today,
slippers.
I am sure they was going to say,
Well, you probably come to make a point.
Remember the first thing I told you? Remember the first thing I told you? I wear a short pants, a vest, and a slip.
Yes, that's what he said. And he said he came.
Listen, I have my beach pants and everything in my bag, right? I just changed my mind. I was actually going to wear that.
Going back to the branding and stigmatization on certain things. What about how some women are wrongfully branded because they wear an anklet? Something like as simple as an anklet. You know, an anklet brings across a certain stigmatization, right? Or persons who are tattooed. You understand? Isn't that wrong? Does having a tattoo say that, well, to persons you're a gang member or something like that? Or an anklet or a piercing says that you're some kind of prostitute or some kind of... It's wrong.
you can tell somebody who they want to represent, what image they want to represent their business.
yeah.
So there's no way know how somebody have a business and they decide they don't want somebody with that type of image with probably tattoos and locks or whatever. That's that person's choice. They know that's their right.
That's right. But I'm not even talking about a business place. I'm just talking about generally, like we're walking on the road and let's say, okay, I like wearing my hat with my pick at the back. That too
It's like a bad boy
yeah,
thing.
like a bad boy. Like older folks would see me and ask me like, why you wearing your cap with your pick in the back? Like turn it. But I just love to wear my hat down. I think it looks better that way.
The world, and it goes back to we're getting more modernized. You hardly hear that anyway. Do you really hear it? Like, be honest. We're getting out of that, so which is good. You know, we're getting out of this kind of that way, so which is good, you know. But for me, I like to dress because I have kids, as I mentioned, and I have a daughter and I have 2 sons. So every time I dress to go out, I remember I represent my kids. So I like to carry myself in a certain way because, you know, of my kids, and I'm in the business field. I go I meet a lot of different people. I go into a lot of different other business places. So hence the reason I would dress the way I choose to dress because of that. And it's a personal preference.
Right. So I think
nobody
everybody
can judge
should,
you
and nobody
based on
can
that.
judge you. So
Society has put certain limitations on even like wives. And so if you're married, you shouldn't wear a certain, you know, you shouldn't dress a certain type of way.
But that is changing too.
You know, forgive me, right? But you know, we've been looking at this thing from one point of view of the rich person dressing good and the poor person not dressing. Well, yeah, it has nothing to do with anything. But do you know that funny how the society is, that you still get judged if you dress too good?
You remember we said that
You were
earlier?
just talking about that.
Yeah.
You would get judged.
Because
Yeah.
Because they'll say you're proud and pompous.
yes.
Yeah. She thinks all of that. Yeah.
They throw it on. So
Yeah.
this is the reason why people's opinion should not matter.
Should not matter.
Listen, for me, right? I like pictures. I really love pictures. Pictures for me is a memory. I should be able to look back, you know, in the future and see I was here at this point. This is where I was at in life at this point. I did this on this particular day. It's a memory. I like to post my pictures. That's me. I post my pictures for me. People would see my pictures or my videos and whatever. Oh, you're so vain. Like, you know, you feel all of that too, but I'm doing this for me.
For you.
You know what I'm saying?
I just get that too.
Yeah, like
at the end of the day, that's how I feel.
people are already judging you because
There was a time when I was in a more lowly point in life where I never used to dress because I didn't have much. But I got to a stage in life and I was like, you know what? If I continue this way, it's not going to be a good look for me. There's something I want out of life, so I need to pursue it.
But
so I
when
started
you thought it
carrying.
was going to be a good look for you, let me hear you.
Huh?
When you thought
No,
going to be a good
it
look
wasn't
for
what
you.
I was wearing. It was where I was heading. So So,
So you
this
had
has,
other sacrifices and
yeah,
things to make and-
there were sacrifices that I had to make in terms of things that I had to let go of. So this had nothing to do with
You had other
what I'm showing on the
more
inside.
important
It was
commitment
from
to
the
make.
inside. So I got to that stage where I had to do a revamping from the inside out, right?
So your whole dress code change after that
No,
because you needed
my dress code has not changed. I was still dressed like a vagrant and go out the road. I don't care. Just the other day, I wear 2 left leg slippers and go in town. Nobody can tell me nothing. I wear 2 left leg slippers to go in.
Why you didn't have the correct pair, or you just choose to do that?
Come back to what
It was an emergency and I had to run out. So,
So you just-
it's the first 2 things that my foot enter.
It was an emergency.
That's the point I've been trying to make all day. Somebody will see me 2 left leg in and be like,
It's a crazy man.
what do that crazy man? What do him? But I had something to go and do in a hurry.
But
It was
I'm
something-
sure
If you have
He
an
said he
emergency,
had an
you go to your
emergency,
pants
right?
and a bra,
Okay.
you must
He's-
grab a dress.
let's say he was trying to get to a place that closes at 4. It takes him 5 minutes to walk down the road. 10 minutes when he gets on the bus from where he lives to town, right? It is 4:45, right? He doesn't have time to look for that right side of slipper, right? And he genuinely has to go and look for it if he needs it. All he has is the 2 left side of slippers, and he only has 15 minutes to get to the place to close.
Listen, if it was right there, I'm sure I really would have put it on. If it was right there.
you could have 1 white shirt, a pair of black pants, a skirt in your closet, and you know how much looks you could get from that 1 white shirt.
I have a skirt. I wear it like a skirt, and when I'm ready, I wear it like a troop dress.
I do the same thing as
Throw
well.
a blazer over it to go to a funeral. When I'm ready, I stick in a thin strap top. I could wear that skirt in multiple ways.
We are in the industry,
That's
so
fashion. That's fashion in itself.
that's what I'm saying. We are in the industry, so we know
we
to
understand.
put
But
things
there are
together.
people
But there are
that
people
don't
who
have
don't
this
have the
reasoning.
time and they don't have that
They don't have this
so
reasoning.
fashion sense and things to look in the mirror and say, come here
But you
and do
shouldn't
this.
judge them
You
for
shouldn't
that.
judge them. You wouldn't
Don't,
judge
don't get me
people.
wrong. I'm not going to blow smoke in anyone's face right now and say I've not been guilty of these things before, right? Because as a society, sometimes we are conditioned to certain things. But the point we are trying to make right here, right now, is that we need to deviate from these practices.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
it does not help anyone. Because the point you brought up, someone who is depressed, and you make a comment to them, look how you dress.
But sometimes you don't, like how much times would you even mention it to a person like, oh, look at how you dress, unless you're comfortable with that person. You will not meet a total stranger.
Communication.
No.
You would just
You
discuss
would
it among your peers, among
You
your
would
peers.
not meet, listen to me, you would, no. You would not meet a perfect stranger and be like, hey, girl, why haven't I
I
today?
did
Communication is not, brother. It's the way you
And
look
the way you
at them.
look, the way you
look at
act, you may
someone.
con.
Self like, okay, well, all right, to each his their own.
You know, and it goes back to like when I was growing up, my grandmother used to always say, you could be living in a mattress box. Your place clean. So even if you don't have the best clothes, but it's clean and it's well, you know, you look presentable.
I grew up in a
You know, so you can be, even if you're unfortunate, you can be walking around dirty and looking like, I mean, come on.
I grew up in a poor home, and from ever since I know myself, I say, here what?
No, I mean,
I will use my image and make it work for me. So from ever since growing up, I'm making myself look presentable. But
of your priority, right?
it's not on the top of my priority. I know where I want it to go. You understand? Because if I dress based on how I stay, people would not take me serious.
Exactly.
People would not take me serious. So even if I stay in a little house and I step out, I have to look good.
That's the thing. It is not good for people not to take you serious because of how you dress. Imagine if you could not afford to, let's see, you could not afford to get this. It's not. Listen, when I say afford, I'm not talking about money.
Long jeans and a
When I say, listen, the
No,
word
you're misunderstanding. The word
afford goes beyond finances.
yeah, not finance. It means
Don't-
time and all
there's
that.
there's time to it. There's situations and so on and so forth. If you could not afford to dress and place this in as high on your priority as you do have it right now, do you think it's fair for someone to judge you by that? Is it fair for you to walk past and I just watch you like?
So we could all agree the way we dress is not who we are on the inside.
No, yeah.
I still agree.
Nedra,
You
do
still don't
agree?
agree. You're still
Nedra,
keeping.
do you agree?
Nedra, really?
Nedra, do you agree?
Not yet. That's
It is not.
It's not
It is not who we are. We just dress to fit in with society rules.
Yeah.
But that's not who we.
At the moment.
That's feelings. That's feelings. That's mood.
That's a mood.
But it's not who we
That's
are.
a mood. It's not
When
who you are,
I could
really.
look at you and say, Nature, you look like a nice person, but inside you're not.
What is a nice person?
You look nice. Based on how you treat people, you treat people nicely, you help people, you carry yourself in a nice. That's nice. So I could look at. It's okay to look at someone and say you look indecent or you look nice, but you can't say you are indecent or you are not nice. All right? Because that's not who they are on the inside. You don't know. So it's okay to give people and say, hey, Jude, you look good. Nature, you look nice, but I can't say you are nice. Because I don't know you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So I
that's what
wouldn't
I'm saying,
judge you.
the
I would
clothes
say you
wear.
look good, but I cannot say you are. Guys, I wish we can go longer, but unfortunately we have limited time. I just want to say thank you so much, guys, for sharing your perspective on the topic. I think we have all come to the conclusion that the way you dress does not reflect who you are. Right? Smiles. Thank you so much, guys, for coming through. I really appreciate it. You guys look lovely. And you viewers on MTV's Facebook page, you can share your thoughts in the comment section. And I will see you next time for another episode of Discover Fashion Entertainment. Let's talk.
Well, it's your boy Young Perk, and I'm doing this one specially for Tahira. Cause she gets what she wants, yeah. Cause she's different from the mother. And she opens up her closet, it's just filled up with designer clothes. If you want to discover fashion, Tahira, she the girl can make it happen, yeah. First name Tahira, shake it like Shakira.